Roswell, Alien Interview, Chapter 12, A Lesson in Immortality. Matilda O'Donnell McElroy, personal note. I think the following transcript is pretty much self-explanatory. Official transcript of interview, top secret. Official transcript of the U.S. Army Air Force, Roswell Army Airfield, 509th Bomb Group. Subject, Alien Interview, July 30th, 1947, first session. Immortal spiritual beings, which I refer to as ISBs for the sake of convenience, are the source and creators of illusions, each one individually and collectively, in their original unfettered state of being, are an eternal, all-powerful, all-knowing entity. ISBs create space by imagining a location. The intervening distance between themselves and the imagined location is what we call space. An ISB can perceive the space and objects created by other ISBs. ISBs are not physical universe entities. They are a source of energy and illusion. ISBs are not located in space or time, but can create space, place particles in space, create energy, and shape particles into various forms, cause the motion of forms, and animate forms. Any form which is animated by an ISB is called life. An ISB can decide to agree that they are located in space or time, and that they themselves are an object, or any other manner of illusion created by themselves, or another, or other ISBs. The disadvantages of creating an illusion is that an illusion must be continually created. If not continually created, it disappears. Continual creation of an illusion requires incessant attention to every detail of the illusion in order to sustain it. A common denominator of ISBs seems to be the desire to avoid boredom. A spirit only, without interaction with other ISBs, and the unpredictable motion, drama, and unanticipated intentions and illusions being created by other ISBs, is easily bored. What if you could imagine anything, perceive everything, and cause anything to happen at will? What if you couldn't do anything else? What if you always knew the outcome of every game and the answer to every question? Would you get bored? The entire back-time track of ISBs is immeasurable, nearly infinite, in terms of physical universe time. There is no measurable beginning or end for an ISB. They simply exist in an everlasting now. Another common denominator of ISBs is that admiration of one's own illusions by others is very desirable. If the desired admiration is not forthcoming, the ISB will keep creating the illusion in an attempt to get admiration. One could say that the entire physical universe is made of unadmired illusions. The origins of this universe began with the creation of individual illusionary spaces. These were the home of the ISBs. Sometimes a universe is a collaborative creation of illusions by two or more ISBs. A proliferation of ISBs in the universe they create sometimes collide or become commingled or merge to an extent that many ISBs shared in the co-creation of a universe. ISBs diminish their ability in order to have a game to play. ISBs think that any game is better than no game. They will endure pain, suffering, stupidity, privation, and all manner of unnecessary and undesirable conditions just to play a game. Pretending that one does not know all, see all, and cause all is a way to create the conditions necessary for playing a game. Unknowns, freedoms, barriers, and/or opponents and goals. Ultimately, playing a game solves the problem of boredom. In this fashion, all the space, galaxy, suns, planets, and physical phenomena of this universe, including life forms, places, and events that have been created by ISBs and sustained by mutual agreement that these things exist. There are as many universes as there are ISBs to imagine, build, and perceive them, each existing concurrently with its own continuum. Each universe is created using its own unique set of rules as imagined, altered, preserved, or destroyed by one or more ISBs who created it. Time, energy, objects, and space, as defined in terms of the physical universe, may or may not exist in other universes. The domain exists in such a universe as well as in the physical universe. One of the rules of the physical universe is that energy can be created but not destroyed. So the universe will keep expanding as long as ISBEs keep adding more new energy to it. It's nearly infinite. It is like an automobile assembly line that never stops running, and none of the cars are ever destroyed. Every ISBE is basically good, therefore an ISBE does not enjoy doing things to other ISBEs which they themselves do not want to experience. For an ISBE, there is no inherent standard for what is good or bad, right or wrong, ugly or beautiful. These ideas are all based on the opinion of each individual ISBE. The closest concept that human beings have to describe an ISBE is as a god, all-knowing, all-powerful, infinite. So how does a god stop being a god? They pretend not to know. How can you play a game of hide and seek if you always know where the other person is hiding? You pretend not to know where the other players are hiding, so you can go off and seek them. This is how games are created. You have forgotten that you are just pretending. In so doing, ISBEs become entrapped and enslaved inside a maze of their own devising. How does one create a cage, lock one's own self inside the cage, throw away the key, and forget there is a key or cage, and forget there is an inside or outside, and even forget that there is a self? Create the illusion that there is no illusion, the entire universe is real, and that no other universe exists or can be created. On earth, the propaganda taught and agreed upon is that the gods are responsible and that human beings are not responsible. You are taught that only God can create universes. So the responsibility for every action is assigned to another ISBE or God, never oneself. No human being ever assumes personal responsibility for the fact that they themselves, individually and collectively, are gods. This fact alone is the source of entrapment for every ISBE.